Thanks for tuning in to Steel City Football. The 4-1-2. It's a great day to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. Let's jump right in. So, Aaron Rodgers, he returns to practice with a cast on his non throwing hand. I knew he would be back. I knew he was going to play versus the Chicago Bears. Aaron Rodgers is known mostly for being an intellectual, but never questioned his mental or physical toughness. Even after the game the other day versus Cincinnati Bengals, he was very optimistic, upbeat. He almost seemed happy about finding out he had a small fracture in his non-throwing hand. And this type of mental toughness, physical toughness, it rubs off on the rest of the team. We hear it week in and week out sometimes when the Pittsburgh Steelers don't play well. We hear it from their leaders and Cam Hayward. They'll come out and they'll say, I don't know what happened today. Guys were just out there freelancing, doing their own thing. And that's a form of not being mentally tough. When things go wrong or you're getting pushed around and you start freelancing and do whatever you want, that is a lack of mental toughness, not just physical. And I love seeing this from Aaron Rodgers because this type of accountability, this type of mental and physical toughness will rub off on the rest of the team when things get deep into the playoffs. And we really need our team to gel and to be gritty and to be tough. And it always starts at the top with your leadership. And I absolutely love this about Aaron Rodgers. Every single thing that Aaron Rodgers has brought to the table this year for the Pittsburgh Steelers has been nothing but positive. His work ethic, his mentality in the locker room, again, his mental and physical toughness, demanding excellence from all the players. You can never have enough Aaron Rodgers in your locker room. And I know that Aaron Rodgers will play against the Chicago Bears and he will play well. We all know that Aaron Rodgers is the king of the Chicago Bears and he will remain that way this Sunday at Soldier Field. Leave it to Mike Florio. He's always saying dumb things. I don't know if he's trying to be controversial. I don't. Do you watch the games, Mike? Do you actually watch Pittsburgh Steelers games? The only reason why the Steelers are 6-4 is because of Aaron Rodgers. The only reason why the Pittsburgh Steelers have a shot to win a playoff game and eventually go further this year is because of Aaron Rodgers. What game are you watching? What games are you watching? Florio wonders if there's really much of a difference between Aaron Rodgers and Mason Rudolph. I really believe that Mike Florio suffers from Aaron Rodgers derangement syndrome. I really do believe that. Let's jump in to see what Florio had to say. Mike Tomlin made it clear on Thursdays there's three factors, Florio said Thursday on his Pro Football Talk podcast. Number one, can they properly support, brace, protect the wrist? Number two, pain tolerance. Number three, functionality. How is he going to play? And that's important because Mason Rudolph right now, when you look at the way Aaron Rodgers is running the offense, is there really much of a difference between Rodgers and Rudolph at this point? Rudolph's numbers were actually better in the second half than Rodgers were in the first half. Rudolph looked fine in relief of Rodgers in Steelers Week 11 game. He completed 12 of 16 passes for 127 yards and one touchdown. In the second half against the Cincinnati Bengals, meanwhile, Rodgers completed 9 of 15 passes for 116 yards and one touchdown before getting hurt. Oh, yeah, Mike. There was just so much of a difference there, just such night and day. I mean, after all, Aaron Rodgers is only fifth in the league in passing touchdowns. But hey, Mason Rudolph is a better quarterback, right? Mike Florio? No, Mason Rudolph is exactly what he is and exactly who he's supposed to be. If Aaron Rodgers needs to miss a game or we need a guy to come in for a play, Mason Rudolph is that guy, and he usually plays well. When a team has all week to prepare for Mason Rudolph, do we usually see excellent results? You never know what you're going to get with Mason Rudolph, but we have an idea what we are going to get with Aaron Rodgers. We have Aaron Rodgers, except for one game this year, has been very, very consistent in his play, and that's undeniable, Florio. What games are you watching, Mike? Rodgers has thrown for 1,969 yards, 19 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions this year. I mean, he's the entire offense. If the Pittsburgh Steelers didn't sign Aaron Rodgers and Mason Rudolph was the quarterback, who knows where we'd be right now? I don't think we'd be playing as well, honestly, at all. Mike Florio is just, he always has something negative to say about whether it's Art Rooney, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and everybody's entitled to their opinion, but his opinions are so far from reality every time he speaks. He's just unlistenable. You just can't watch him. You just every time Mike Florio talks about the Steelers, you just need to put headphones on and zone out. That's what you need to do. Big country Darnell Washington comes out and he finally reveals how much he actually weighs. This whole thing that big country weighs 270. I mean, come on, man. Whoa. Look, I don't expect everybody to have a scale in their head, but it's pretty obvious the man is over 300 pounds. He Darnell Washington comes out and says, I ain't fitting a cap, y'all. I ain't weighing myself in a minute, but I know Washington said via St. Brown podcast, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm 311 pounds. Oh, that's funny. That is funny. Keep in mind that he told the media at off-season workouts in the spring that he shed 10 to 15 pounds for the season. That would mean he previously played at 321 pounds or 326 pounds. To put that into perspective, he would have been heavier than any Steelers offensive lineman last year. Even right now at 311 pounds, he is the same weight as Broderick Jones and heavier than Zach Frazier and Isaac Siumalo. I mean, that's hysterical. He's great. He moves well for a big man. We all saw that reception that he had where he just absolutely destroyed the Cincinnati Bengals defender. Everybody loves Big Country. Everybody loves his personality. Everybody loves the grit that he brings to the team. I'm a big fan of Big Country, and this is absolutely hysterical. It's like, who used to do this? Vince Wilfork. He'd be like, yeah, I'm 301. Meanwhile, he's like 395. But hey, whatever. So Tony Dungy comes out and he says the opposite of Mike Florio, of course. He says Steelers do not have a chance to make playoffs with Aaron Rodgers. Tony Dungy went on to say, I think they will make the playoffs. Dungy said recently on the Football Night in America podcast, I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be able to play, and I think the veteran presence will get them through. I think the next couple of weeks is going to be very, very important. Bears will be a tough game. Bills will be a tough game. Ravens and Dolphins. They got to come through with 2 or 3 wins there while Rodgers is rehabilitating. I think they can, but we'll see what happens. I will say this. Without Rodgers, they do not have a chance to make the playoffs. If he's off or he misses time, they're done. And I agree 1,000%. Mason Rudolph, Mike Florio claims he's this big Steelers insider, then you should know exactly what Mason Rudolph is. He's built to come in and play a game or two or a couple plays here and a couple plays there. And I really don't like saying that about Mason Rudolph, but that's the reality of it. And he's really good at what he does. But without Aaron Rodgers, the season is over. A lot of people are talking about Jalen Ramsey's appeal for being spit on by Jamar Chase, that he might have a chance to win the appeal. I'm going to tell you right now, Roger Goodell, Mr. Politically Correct, Mr. Garbage Can, Mr. Politician, the commissioner who needs to resign and go be the commissioner of volleyball or badminton or pickleball or whatever the hell he wants to do. The commissioner who doesn't believe in hard hitting, who wants to turn the league into something that it's not supposed to be. He doesn't like men acting like men. He's not going to care that Jalen Ramsey was spit on. The punishment is going to be upheld. When has ever Roger Goodell acted like Paul Tagliabue and been a man? The NFL is not a man's league anymore. It's a national pussy league, and we all know that. Roger Goodell wants to make the National Football League something that it's not. He wants to make it a non-violent, non-hitting league. And we see that week in and week out when games are affected by penalties because somebody got hit too hard. The players are wearing NASCAR helmets. The players should be made to sign a waiver that if they get injured or whatever, only their insurance can pay for it, that you can't sue the National Football League, and we should let men be men again and be physical and be confrontational in a legal way on the football field. So I guarantee Roger Goodell rules against Jalen Ramsey because in 2025, Roger Goodell has turned the National Football League into an absolute clown show, and he doesn't like when men act like men, and we all know that. And with that being said, thanks for tuning in to Steel City Football, the 4-1-2.